This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14 through 16. Get your tickets now.
He's going to do a little arc to try to get under you. 100 feet back, making that dive. Too cool here.
That 38 is no matter what I do, he's today.
Race friends, it's time for the fastest 2 hours in motorsports. It's time for On Pit Road Racing, right here, right now, live from downtown Las Vegas on the flagship station, the WCOBM television network. Our race team will have all the latest news, updates, and interviews for the world of motorsports. So buckle up and pull those belts tight. The green flag is in the air, and it's time to go racing. And here are the hosts of On Pit Road Racing, Alan Michaels and the First Lady, Diane Fox. Race friends, they're back together again. Live from Daytona Beach, Florida, it's Scratch with a K. And live from Las Vegas, it's Alan Michaels. Right here, right now, on the flagship station, the WCOBM TV network. It's On Pit Road Racing.
Buddy, Alan Michaels here in Las Vegas downtown at 450 Fremont Street at the complex at the WCOBM headquarters. Scratch is live down in Daytona Beach. We're going to be checking in with him. Oh, my goodness gracious. What a great show we got lined up for you, man. We got the weather around the track. We've got all the news and updates coming up at 3:20 this afternoon. We're going racing around the country. Brendon Raymon will join us on the unit here. And then about 3:45 this afternoon, ARCA racer Craig Bracken will join us too, man. And then a little bit later on in the show, from Hendrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman, driver of the Ally 48 machine, will join us live too. So, man, we have got it hooked up and rocking and rolling, ready to go. On Pit Road Racing comes from the WCOBM studios, downtown Las Vegas, everybody, 450 Fremont Street. That's right, where we're here each and every Thursday afternoon from 3 to 4. Sometimes we run to 4:30. We might run to 5. Who knows just how much we want to keep it rolling. You can catch the show on the WCOBM television network, our Facebook, YouTube channels, LinkedIn channels, X channels. We've got it all. Just search for On Pit Road Racing, and somewhere along the line, you're going to find it, okay? Our show partners, On Pit Road Racing, we've got it with Gene Woods Racing Experience right here at 450 Fremont Street. GoKartsLasVegas.com for more information. Woods Family Sandwiches, great deli, great contestants, man. You got it. WFSandwiches.com. The Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, HOF, that's right, the Hot Shoe, HOF.com. Las Vegas Motor Speedway at LVMS.com. Our good friends, Jeremy Porter and the boys and gals down at Atlanta Motorsports Park, man, check them out. Red One Scooters, they're our official mobile company that we use to get around the tracks, and Hammer and Harry's, you got it. Hey, you know, if you'd like to be on the show as a guest and racing around the country, it's real easy, folks. Just reach out to Diane at 702-803-0875. Please do that during business hours from 9 to 5 on the Pacific time, or you can drop her an email at onpitroadracing.com. Speaking of it, standing by right there, yes, indeed, she is in, she's back at quarters today. That's where she's at. She's doing everything right there. She's on the hotline, the Gene Woods Racing hotline, and ready to go. Diane Fox, the First Lady, is with us. Good afternoon, ma'am, and how are you doing today?
Good afternoon. I'm doing really good. How are you guys?
Doing just great. Scratch is offline. He'll get back with us in just a minute. But Diane, any shouts or anybody you want to say hey to out there today?
I'm just really excited to see everybody in the media center next week. I can't wait to say my highs and hellos. It's been a long time.
There you go. Well, Diane, you got race and weather all set up for where they're going to be in Phoenix, also down in Gainesville. The modifieds are going to be in also down in Talladega. Race and weather is brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches, 931 American Pacific Suite 106, Las Vegas, Henderson area. For more information and catering, World Wide Web at WFSandwiches.com. Diane, tell us all about the weather, darling.
Well, this weekend, NASCAR's in Phoenix, Arizona. Friday, it's going to be mostly sunny, high of 64, low of 46. Saturday, sunny, high 73, low of 51. Sunday, sunny, high of It's going to be awesome in Phoenix this weekend. With a low of 54. And then we go to Gainesville, Florida for the NHRA. Mostly sunny skies in Florida, daytime highs all weekend long, mid to upper 70s, dropping off to the mid 50s in the evening. And then we head out to Talladega, the World of Outlaws. It could be a little wet, about a 20% chance of rain on Friday, and maybe a 50% chance on Saturday, high upper 60s, dropping off to low 50s at the nighttime.
Here you go. Racing weather brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches, man. You can catch them at the WFSandwiches.com. Great catering, man, all the way around. We just love the roast beef, the chicken salads, and all that stuff. Diane, let's go racing around the track. Tell everybody where everybody's at. Kick us off with the Monster Energy, girl.
Yeah, the AMA Monster Energy Supercross round number 9, Indianapolis, Indiana, March 8th at the Lucas Oil Stadium. Gate drop time is 7 o'clock Eastern time. You can find it on Peacock, Sirius XM, and Telemundo.
You got it. Flat track racing is at Daytona down there where Scratch is at in the infield. Is kicking off in just a couple of hours away. It's going to be at the Royal Enfield Short Track at Daytona coming up in tonight. Also, Speedway motorcycle action at Axon Park coming up May 24th. It's the Outlaw Nationals Round 1. Champion Speedway May 3rd, the Spring Classic. Diane, you know where they're running on the West Coast. How about at a Paris Raceway?
Yeah, sure. The West Coast, Paris Raceway, April 20th is their opener. Fast Fridays in Auburn starts May 19th. Costa Mesa, the 55th year, starts April 12th. And there's one at Industry Hill Speedway.
There you go. Formula One's back in action March 14th through the 16th. It's the Grand Prix of Australia. Diane, you've got the latest on IndyCar.
Yeah, IndyCar starts March 23rd at the Thermal Club, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. V coverage on Fox. Greatest day in racing, May 25th, the Indy 500. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. TV coverage will be on Fox.
NHRA's back in action this weekend. It's the Amelia Motor Oils Gator Nationals down there March 6th through the 8th. And Diane, you've got the NOS Energy lineup.
Yeah, the NOS Energy Series, March 7th at Talladega Short Track, and the one March 8th at the Magnolia Motor Speedway.
They got the Outlaw Series. Those are the big block modifieds. They're back in action with a doubleheader weekend coming up March 14th and 15th at Smoky Mountain Speedway. NASCAR's back in action with the ARCA, Diane.
Yeah, ARCA West, March 7th at the Phoenix Raceway, and ARCA East, March 22nd at Five Flags Speedway.
The Econo Save 200 for the trucks in the NASCAR Truck Series, Las Vegas Motor Speedway coming up for you Friday, March 14th. Green flag at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 6 p.m. here, 6:12 for that. You can catch it on FS1, Sirius XM, and NRN, which now, Diane, is combined with MRN and PRN. So they're sort of teaming it up all together. You got the latest on the Xfinity.
Yeah, the Gov X 200 Phoenix Raceway, Saturday, March 8th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You can see it on the CW Radio, PRN, Sirius XM. Practice starts Saturday, March 8th at 11:35 on the CW. And qualifying is Saturday, March 8th at 12:40 p.m.
There you go. And, of course, the Shriners Children's 500 at the Phoenix Raceway, Sunday, March 9th, 3:30 p.m. for a green flag start. You can get the television time on FS1. Radio will be done with MRN and Sirius XM Radio. Stage lapping is going to be 60, 180, and 312. And, of course, qualifying will start March 9th. 2:05 to 4 o'clock, and that's a look around the track. Diane, we're getting ready to go next weekend. Man, you've got some great guests lined up. We got 2 today with Brendon, Raymon, and also we've got ARCA driver coming on there, Mr. Craig Bracken, too, and then Alex Bowman. But, Diane, we've lined up. We've got the entire Nice Motorsports trucks. We've got Harrison Burton coming on, our good friends from the NHRA. You're just packing them up. Tell them where, if they'd like to be on the show, where they can contact you, Diane.
Just contact me. The best way to do it is on pitroadracing@gmail.com.
There you go. Any final thoughts?
That's the easiest way, yeah.
Any final thoughts before I let you go?
I am just so ready for NASCAR to come back to Las Vegas.
There you go. And of course,
it's going to be a great week.
And of course, it's all coming up next week for you. So we'll definitely. Diane, thanks so much, darling. Have yourself a great day. Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you next week. Okay.
All right.
There you go. Diane Fox, the first lady, up on the line, reckoning to go down there as I pull it up and hit him in the screen. There he stands as the sun is setting. My partner right there, Scratch with a K, man. Good afternoon to you, sir. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Good early evening to you, sir. As you can see, I'm down here at CNL Towing in Titusville, which is one of my race car sponsors for my enduro car, which can only mean one thing. I'm still working on the race car, and you can tell that by my dirty hands right there. See, I do physical work now. I don't just tell jokes for a living anymore. Actually, it's not work when it's just your hobby and it's fun, man. But yeah, we're working on the race car today, so I'm down here at CNL Towing and. I think we're about ready to go to Freedom Factory this Saturday. Citrus County got canceled, so we're going to go check out Cletus McFarland's Freedom Factory. I think you might know that name, being that he raced that ARCA race here at Daytona.
There you go, man. You got a chance to go. You got a chance to go over and see Supercross last weekend. Pretty wild. What
I did. Yeah, it was a good time, man. Really good time. We ended up right at the start finish line, and the way it's set up, they set up the course in between pit road and the actual speedway at Daytona, and we were able to get right there on the actual track. And be right up close and personal, and they were flying through the air. Man, it was awesome. It was a great time. For years, I've been working Bike Week and hadn't been able to make it to Supercross, and it had been a long time since I'd been to a Supercross, and it didn't disappoint, man. What a great time. Great time.
It is. It's fantastic. In fact, we're going to talk a little motorcycle racing news and notes. The segment brought to you by the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, celebrating and preserving the great memories of great motorcycle racers and the motorcycle industry's icons, past and present. If you want some more information about it, log on to the World Wide Web at hotshoehof.com, and you can get all the information. Round number 8, Scratch. Tell us all about it from Daytona, my friend.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was there. Round number 8 of the Monster Energy Supercross season hit the racetrack at Daytona at the World Center of Speed, the Daytona International Speedway. It was a bike get underway. It's Bike Week also, by the way. That's when we race bikes around here. But it gets underway in the Sunshine State, and here's a look at the results. The 250cc class, RJ Hampshire won it on his Honda. I spoke to a gentleman that sat behind me that happened to know RJ Hampshire, which was ironic too, and he said that he would probably win, and I'll be damned if he wasn't right. He did win. Second went to the KTM rider, Tommy Valley, who got the whole shot, and third went to Seth Haymaker on his Kawasaki. The points leaders after Daytona, 250SX East Series, Mac Anstey is 63 points, Tom Viali 57 points, Chance Hymas 53 points. The 250SX West Standing Series, Hayden Deegan is in first, Julian Boomer is second. Colt Davies is third. The 450cc class winner, Ken Rosen, rocked his Suzuki to the checked out flag to win the kickoff at Bike Week in Daytona. Cooper Webb and Aaron Plessinger on his KTM, wrapping up the top 3. The points, Cooper Webb, 168 point. Hayes Sexton, 10 points back. Ken Rosen, 60 point back. Jason Anderson, 43 back. Malcolm Stewart was 44 back. Interesting thing about, I think it was Sexton, he kind of dumped it as soon as it started and still finished like 4th or 5th or right up there. We really thought he was going to win because he just trucked right up through the field out there. It was pretty badass, to be honest with you, to watch.
Really good. Next round coming up, Scratch. Coming up this weekend, they head to Indianapolis, Indiana Ford Field out there for round number 9 of the Monster Energy for you. Real quickly, Scratch, a Speedway Racing Notes, man. The 9th annual Connor Penhall Memorial Cup ran over this past weekend, and of course, Bruce Penhall, U.S. champion, world champion. His son died tragically back in April 4th of 2012 when he was struck by a drunk driver. One of the best Division I racers that pays over $15,000. Veteran racer Penhall and friend Rick Miller will be the grand marshals. Well, I'll tell you, they had a stacked pack lineup, and it was Max Rummy who won it, Scratch. I've watched this kid ride down in Costa Mesa, and he's something else, and a young kid coming up rocking and rolling, man. So it was definitely a good shot there. and a good thing. I've met Bruce Benhall before. What a hell of a guy, U.S. champion, world champion. He's part of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. And of course, his son was tragically killed, so they run this event to help raise money and awareness and things like that. Real quickly, Scratch, AMA Super Nationals coming around for Speedway June 21st. It's going to be in Bakersfield. The AMA National Championship round going to be August 9th in Industry Hills. Then the chapter's final rounds is going to be Fast Fridays. That's coming up in September. And then we've got some other ones coming up for you. They have Speedway National Sidecar Championships. That's all coming up in the month of September too. Segment brought to you by our good friends at the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, celebrating and preserving the great memories of motorcycle racers and the motorcycle industry's icons past and present. Scratch, before we get to our first guest, let's talk a little bit about some dirt racing that's happening, man. And in fact, I got an interview that we're going to air on Saturday with Kyle Larson, who's going to run the triple this weekend, my friend. He's going to run the big block modifieds on Thursday night. He's got Saturday night. He's got the sprint car. Then he's going to roll that cup car on Sunday. But tell us all about how Kyle Larson's leading the points, my friend.
Yeah, man, he's where's that at? I'm sorry, the NASCAR, I guess. Is that right? NASCAR, I got lost somewhere. No, that's not the right one. Fremont Street in Las Vegas, the only true indoor drift track. And the points as of now, Elk Grove, California, Kyle Larson with 536 points is on top. David Gravel, Logan Schuchart, Ryan Timms, and Carson Macedo. With the World of Outlaws late models having a couple of weeks off, here are the Tennessee tip-off fun facts as the series heads back to the Smoky Mountain Speedway for a doubleheader weekend, March 13th to 14th, when the World of Outlaw late models last visited Smoky Mountain Speedway in 2022. Tennessee's Jimmy Owens triumphed on the track, then a half-mile dirt oval. Since the track has been reconfigured to a 3/8-mile layout, now as the World of Outlaw late models return to the Speedway for the first time on the new configuration. The big question is, can Owens replicate his success on the revamped track? Here's a look at the points lead heading into Tennessee. Leader, Ryan Gustin, 726 points. Rick Thornton is only 4 points back. Bobby Pierce, 6 points back. Nick Hoffman is 12 points back. And Max Blair is rounding out the top 5. He's 16 points back. Racing news from the dirt. This segment brought to you by Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street, Las Vegas. Las Vegas' only true indoor drift track. Race friends, the greatest show on dirt is rolling into Volusia County Speedway Park. All 4 of the 2025 season openers. And here's a look at the dirt. I think that's old, dated news right there, but it's all right. It was there. It was there, so I read it.
I love that tow truck you got sitting in the back, my friend. That thing is one badass looking truck right there, man.
It is, man. It's a great truck. He's got several great trucks. I just chose to get in front of the very pretty big one right there. It's the rotator there. It's a good truck, man. He's got a lot of good trucks. It's a great towing company down here and a great friend and a great sponsor. And he's watching right now, so I'm just going to keep kissing his ass.
All righty. Hey, still to come in the program, and our first guest is lined up. He's standing by in the green room right there. Mr. Brendon Raymon will join us, man. He's an off-road racer right there, so we're going to talk a little dirt racing with him, man. I'm surprised he's not out here for the Mint 400. We'll ask him about it, okay? And then, of course, coming up, we've also got Craig Bracken. He's going to be joining us. Scratch and I've got all the latest news still to come from F1, IndyCar, NASCAR, and the NHRA. And wrapping up the show today from Hendrick Motorsports, the driver of the number 48 Ally Chevrolet, Alex Bowman, will wrap this show up tonight. Scratch, we're going to take us a quick break, man. We come back. Our first guest is standing by. He's standing in the green room. We'll speak with Brendon Raymon. He's coming up next with On Pit Road Racing, live from Las Vegas and Daytona, everybody.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14 through 16. Get your tickets now.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
That's there for you, man. Thursday afternoon. Coming up just about 20 minutes after the hour here, Alan Michaels live down in Las Vegas at our control center. My partner and buddy, Scratch of the Gay, right there he is. He's in Daytona Beach, Florida, right there. And, of course, standing by for us on our StreamYard streaming service right there. And we'll pop him all in there. I believe we've got him. I think we've got them all three screened around. Ladies and gentlemen, make him feel warm and welcome to our first time to our program is Mr. Brendon Raymon. He's an off-road rally racer. Man drives for God's speed right there. And let's bring him right on into the program. And Brendon, good afternoon and welcome to the program, sir.
Hey, you can hear me. I'm not outrageously loud, right?
No, you're fine.
Not at all. You sound good.
He sounds good. Daddy Scratch, you got him good?
Yeah. I can hear him. Yeah, I can hear him good.
All right.
We got these pit road mics on his headsets. It looks like we're about to call out some turns or something.
There you go. My friend, let's get started with you. Tell us your racing story, how you got started, and what you're doing, my friend. The airwave's all yours.
Oh, I started actually. My dad, he did track racing for about 8 years, I think, prior, and he started off doing like instruction, and then he took us actually I think it was the first time out. He likes to put us in like hot situations. I'm crying. No, it was Watkins Glen, actually. So one of the largest road courses, if people don't know, in the U.S. And I think it might be like second, but 2.5 miles, and that was in a Subaru STI. So it was like supposed to be like the dedicated rally car, and took it on the track. And that was a blast. I think I did that twice right off the bat. And then we transitioned over to Rally Cross, and he did that with me for a little bit. But he wasn't quite as talented on the dirt as I was, like, right away. So he had a couple instances where he just like slid past the turn like 35 feet on the outside. So he kind of gave up, but I kept going. Just messing up.
There you go. Scratch, you got a question for him down in Daytona? Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, man. What kind of car do you drive in your rallycross?
So I used to have I had two STIs. It sounds like sexual transmission infections, but they're not. They're just like a rally car Subaru. And right. I mean, I had those too, but those are gone. Those are way gone. No, I had a 420. Actually, the time that we're doing is the horsepower that I had in that car. And that thing was kind of like a Group B, intermediary car.
Right on.
And I was driving that. That was like the half gold, half blue one. And now I'm racing the Yamaha YXZ, the UTV.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That thing's super light. It's like if you compare all of the lightest cars in the world, it's like on par with like a Lotus Exige or Elise. It's like 1,500 pounds, so they're pretty cool, I'd say.
Joining us on the communication hotline, our first guest today, racing around the country with Mr. Brendon Raymon. Brendon, I got a question for you. You're doing off-road racing, rally racing, and that. Why in the hell aren't you out here in Las Vegas? You know, one of the biggest dirt racing things is happening this weekend. It's the Mint 400, my friend. Why aren't you here?
Yeah. Well, I actually like the smoother, faster stuff better. I've tried the kind of beaten path before, and I mean, it's fine. It's just my style of driving is kind of more like Ken Block, a lot like Ken Block with drifting and gymkhana stuff. So I like to be able to get the car pitched in early and just smash it. And it's kind of hard to do that with big ruts in the road and rocks and whoops. So rally is kind of the way I like to travel sideways. So I don't tip her over as easy.
There you go. Scratch, you got a question for him down in Daytona?
Man, what kind of advice would you give a guy that I race enduro cars, right? So I pretty
I
much
saw
just
that.
race full contact junk. But there's one track
Yeah.
in particular, Ocala, coming up that's dirt, and I've raced on the dirt before vaguely, but I'm not too great at it. I'm not too bad on the asphalt. But what advice do you give in the transition? Say if this week I'm racing asphalt and next week I want to just jump on the dirt and race because there's one of those coming up soon.
Have you done a rallycross or played Wreckfest?
The enduro car is pretty much a wreck fest as it is, and
Yeah.
and flagpole racing, and et cetera, things like that. That's what I'll be running is the enduro and the flagpole, even at the dirt track. Yeah. I mean, what advice do you got going from asphalt to dirt, doing the same thing, just switching up?
Put air jacks underneath your car and jump over all the wrecks.
There you go. So you want me to race a flying car? Is what you're telling me?
Yeah, like Speed Racer. No,
Perfect.
can you do that? Can you like armor that thing up and like put like hacksaws on it and stuff?
A little bit. They kind of like it to be. They like it to be a little more, stock. But yeah, they get beat up pretty good, regardless. But you beef the bumper up a little bit, man. But there's sometimes when you run them, they want stock bumpers and things like that. So it just depends, man. I mean, it takes a beating. I try to avoid all that stuff. But I have a Ford Focus, so it's front wheel drive, and the last time I'd ever raced dirt was a rear wheel drive, so I know that it's going to handle a little bit better on the dirt, I would imagine.
Yeah, my last mechanic friend, he had one of those, and we were rally crossing it. I think the best thing you can do is get like rally tires, even used is fine for what you're doing, and then because they have like Kevlar on the sidewall. So if someone tries to run into your tires, they're not going to, mess you up. They'll probably just mess themselves up, like bounce off almost. But they're really, it's actually hard to put on sometimes. But they have a UTV version of those tires too that I put on mine.
Oh yeah. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, they're a little taller.
You guys are just doing it all right there. You just lining them up. Scratch, I hope you're taking notes here because this guy knows what he's doing.
I'm taking mental notes because I sure the hell don't know what I'm doing.
Brendon, got a question.
Oh yeah.
I got a question for you. Last week on the show, we had from New Zealand. I mean, what was he, 8-time rally champion, Shane Van Gisbergen on last weekend, man. What do you think about him? Have you followed any of his stuff?
Actually, no. Ironically, I just saw something with a Drift Masters champion from New Zealand. And I know a lot of people are traveling there for different drift events.
Yeah, he did that.
Mad Mike.
Yep, he did that. He did that. And of course, he's, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, an 8-time rally champion from Auckland, New Zealand, and of course, Australia. And now he's made his way over here to the U.S. running NASCAR. He won the initial Chicago street race a couple of years ago. And he's doing okay on the road courses, man. He just hasn't figured out that circle track thing yet, but it'll come to him.
Oh, right. He's trying to turn right when he's supposed to be going left, and he's
there you go. Sometimes I guess, but anyhow, hey man, I just thought you're into that rally, and I just know that that's where he came from, and both he did some dirt stuff and also asphalt. But I just figured you might have been picked up a hell of a driver. Catch some of his stuff on YouTube, Brendon. I mean, he could sling that car, that's for sure. So he's got a lot of things. So how's the season coming for you this year? Well, how do you look? How's things looking for you, competition wise? Places that you're going to be racing at. Tell everybody. The airwave's yours, my friend. Go ahead.
Oh, we just rebuilt the car. It has an entirely new engine, transmission, front end, and cage. So it's actually looking like perfect time. And of course, the rims and tires. So it's pretty set to go. I want to add a turbo and possibly some other just kind of like boring, get stuff to make it more reliable.
Right.
But but it's already pretty damn good. But I just plan on doing a lot of like the Central Rally Cross and rallies in California and Arizona, and then we're stepping up, get back into ARA rally for America.
Right.
That'd be like the big goal, because I've had some of a dark past. No, there's something went wrong with the car. I had to fix that front end. It just was like a straightaway, and the
Right.
road was washed out. And I was probably going like 20 to actually to a girl's house, and I was trying to get there safely, and of course it just was gone. So I had nowhere to go. I
Wow.
almost jumped it though. Hit the
Fantastic.
horn in the air and everything.
So, so your season is actually getting ready to start. Am I right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We got a lot of new stuff, new truck, putting the trailer back together. So it's looking pretty damn good. Yeah. Well, one of the biggest things I was saying before, I want to film like one of those RJ Anderson Ken Block videos again,
Right.
where it's like the Gymkhana / like his is XBK1, I think, or something like that. It's a bunch of random letters and numbers, but and they drift like the UTV and jump it and like grind it on rails and through like a abandoned location. So I have a bunch of spots picked out. I want to do like a big viral video thing. Probably make some comedy in there, like you guys are doing.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, we just try to have fun with it. That's it. Hey, we got about 2 minutes left here for you, man. My friend Scratch, do you have a final question before we cut it?
No, I was gonna just make a statement that the only thing I've done similar to rallycross was I did a minivan autocross a couple weeks ago. So like that's the only thing I've ever done that's similar to that, and that wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. But rallycross has got to be a blast, though, right?
Oh yeah, it's so amazing because you get multiple surfaces and you can drift in between each one, so you get to feel like what it's like to transition and the weight and everything, and how it picked back up. It's really cool. Especially, we actually had one where they did it on a circle dirt track that was clay, and it went on the infield and back out. That was really special.
Like the autocross that I did with the minivan. It was a pavement track. It was actually Orlando Speed World, and then that's what they did. They put a few little humps and stuff like that in the infield portion, because it's like a figure 8 layout too. So there's the grass parts. That's what they did. They had built some humps and little hills and stuff like that. So we'd go a little bit of asphalt and then in through the grass and through the dirt and all that stuff. So it was interesting.
There you go.
Yeah, they used to do that with Nitro Cross, and I know that they did it at the Freedom Factory with the minivans.
Yeah, that's where I'm going this weekend. As a matter of fact, Freedom Factory. I'm gonna race the enduro and the flagpole race Saturday at the Freedom Factory.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know if you have time. The last thing I wanted to tell you was the whole comedy like car connection. I was actually planning on doing like an RV / like cabin house place out here. And we're going to build like an entire festival area where we could host like comedy shows.
Yeah.
We're going to have motorsports shows, like kind of like Festival of Speed with all the different cars. And we're going to like ram them out on dirt and like a big rented track. And it'd be like smooth. So like any car can go out there. But that's kind of the big festival. Oh, there's a Tron theme too, was one of the things we wanted to do.
Oh, nice. Yeah, nice. Well, I've been a comic for 17 years, so I'll throw my name in the hat. I've been doing comedy a long time too, so
that'd be a good shot to get him out there. That's for sure. Hey, we're running down on time. Our first guest joining us through the StreamYard system today, racing around the country, man, and rally racer. Looking good out there. Brendon Raymon is joining us. Brendon, before I let you go, social media sponsors, anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, you can just check out all my stuff on Linktree /Godspeed with 2 S's. I think that's mainly the component there.
All right.
And be on the lookout, because I do these too. I do live streams. We do a bunch of videos and comedy stuff. So it's going to be a real banger. So we could definitely meet up and do some more. And I'm local, kind of Yuma.
Yeah, he's in Arizona. Yeah, Scratch, we got to get. See, Scratch had an opportunity to come out here this next weekend. Right?
I did.
And then he ends up DJing and booking some wedding thing. So he could have been.
Yep.
Scratch, you could have went down and met Brendon down there. You could have done some rally racing with him. Got a few lessons. And then whatever. All right, I get it. I get it.
I know. Yeah. I already checked out his stuff online, so I know where to find him. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Cool.
Scratch, if you put up the Hurricane Tour, man, keep this name in line. Maybe you take him on the Hurricane Tour too, okay?
Hell yeah. I'm ready to fire that thing back up for sure.
It'll be a full apocalypse at that point.
There you go. Oh my God.
that's my kind of good time right there.
There you go. Rally Racer Brendon Raymon joining us on the StreamYard line today. Brendon, thanks so much, man. We're going to Diane's going to keep in touch with you. We'll get you about halfway through the season. We'll give you a call and see how you're doing. How about it? Okay.
All right, Gatsby. My middle name's Michael too. So
yeah, there you go.
We in this together, man.
He's a man. Hey, we got to take a break here. We got some news and notes from F1 and Rally. And of course, we've got one more guest joining us coming up in about 10 minutes. ARCA racer Craig Bracken will join us next coming up on the StreamYard. You're watching On Pit Road Racing. Alan Michaels here in Las Vegas. Scratch with a K. And our special thanks to our good friend Brendon Raymon joining us there. Brendon,
thanks,
have a great good luck. Yes.
Right,
go ahead.
Jump out.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was saying thank you.
There you go. We'll be back right after this, everybody.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14th through 16th. Get your tickets now.
On a Thursday afternoon on Pit Road Racing live in Las Vegas, also down in Daytona Beach. Our special thanks out to Mr. Brendon Raymon joining us here, first part of the program out there. Scratch doing it for you down there at your junkyard, man. Got that nice looking truck out there. Somebody just said a comment. They really like that truck, Scratch.
Yeah, the owner of it. No, yeah. Yeah, CJ's like I said, he was watching, so he it's his truck. And then Linda there too. Her husband Gene is the one that works on my race cars, and he works here at C&L. Well, I mean, he works on them with me, you know what I mean? It's not like he just works on them. In fact, he'll be racing at Freedom Factory this weekend with us. He finally got himself a car together. He built himself a Mini Cooper. We'll be running that this weekend at Freedom Factory too. 3 out of 4 of us going over to Bradenton to Freedom Factory to run and see what happens.
There you go. Good, bro. Part of Bradenton, Florida. Segment, check in some F1 and IndyCar racing news, man. Segment brought to you by our good friends and partners down at the Atlanta Motorsports Park. More information about how you can get to the Country Club of Motorsports Park. Log on to the World Wide Web at atlantamotorsports.com or give them a shout at 678-381-8527. Scratch, let's start IndyCar racing, man. How about Scott McLaughlin? Did he achieve or not? You tell us about it, my friend.
Well, on Friday afternoon, Scott McLaughlin's race car was in the paddock, the front end in tatters after he crashed during practice for the season opening Firestone Grand Prix of St. Pete, presented by RP Funding. Fast forward 24 hours, and McLaughlin was holding the NTT P1 award. McLaughlin earned the 11th pole of his career at Firestone Fast 6 qualifying on Saturday, tuning a top lap of 59.4624 seconds in the number 3 DEX Imagining Team Penske, no surprise there, Chevrolet. He won this race from the pole in 2022, the first victory and number 1 qualifying spot of his NTT IndyCar Series career. one of the big questions for the NTT IndyCar Series field entering the 2025 season was how to halt the title march of three-time and two-time defending series champion Alex Palou. They're still searching for the answer even after the first race of the season Sunday in the sunny streets of St. Petersburg. Palou opened his quest for a third consecutive Astor Challenge Cup as series champion in the best way possible, winning the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Pete, presented by the RP Funding, in a master class of strategy, speed, and patience. He drove his number 10 DHL Chip Ganassi Racing Honda to a 2.8669 second victory over teammate and six-time series champion Scott Dixon, who said afterward he contested the last 90 laps of the 100-lap race without radio communication in the number 9 PNC Bank Chip Ganassi Racing Honda. The winner, Alex Palou. Second, Scott Dixon. Third, Joseph Norgarden. Fastest lap, 105.041 miles per hour on lap 89 by 2. Joseph Newgarden, the time of the race, 1 hour, 51 minutes, 8.5118. Is the average speed. No, the average speed was 97.173. Lead changes, they had 9. Caution laps, they had 6. 104.485 miles an hour on lap 13 by number 3, Scott McLaughlin. F1 News, you got that?
I got the F1 News, man. They're getting themselves ready to rock and roll because the series opens up in just a couple of weeks. Well, they were over in Bahrain at the International Circuit this past week doing testing sessions, and here's how it landed out, man. Laps on the track and speeds accordingly. Mercedes tops it with 458 laps. George Russell for you right there. Then Haas Automotive, the American team, 457 fastest lap. Esteban Ocon, Red Bull Racing had a total of 454 laps, while Alpine had 405. Pierre Gasly, the top there, and Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton, 382 laps, top 5 on it. This part brought to you by our good friends at the Atlanta Motorsports Park. More information at 678-381-8527 right there. I think we got time to deal into the NHR, and we'll do that scratch, and then we'll get ready for our second guest. How about it, my friend?
Sounds good to me, man. Let me just pull it up. Give me 1 second. I got it right here. I'm sure I do.
And when you do that, I'll let them know. I'll let them know the segment is brought to you by our good friends at Hammer and Harry's, 450 Fremont Street. They're open daily from 11 a.m. till 10. World Wide Web at hammerandharrys.com/Fremont Street. Good times, great food, home of the $5 margarita. Tell us about Tony Stewart and everybody's scratch.
All right, Ed, you're going to have to do that, Alan, because I do not have the NHRA notes.
All right, so I'll do it. Tony Stewart will race for the
yes, sir.
He'll race for it. Listen, he's going to be in the All-Star Challenge. That's it, all set up, ready to go, man. Stewart will move into the 8th spot as Tony Schumacher will not be racing in Gainesville. So here it goes for the big-time shootout for the big $1 million money. Steve Torrance, Doug Coletta, Sean Langdon, Justin Ashley, Antron Brown, Clay Milliken, and Tony Stewart will battle it all out there for you. And, of course, NHRA is getting ready to rock and roll. The Gator Nationals up in Gainesville. You ever been to the Gator Nationals, buddy?
I have not. That's someplace I need to get to as well, I think. I have not been to the Gator Nationals.
Definitely.
I have a lot of friends that have been, and they're like, it's, like we are with NASCAR. They're addicted to it.
Definitely looking good. I'm going to tell you a chick to watch out, a lovely lady to watch out. Her name is Ida Zetterstorm, okay? Ida Zetterstorm going to be her first full year NHR Top Fuel. Watch out. This little lady won everything. I believe she's from Sweden. We've reached out to her. We had her scheduled for last year, but things got sort of tied up with her testing and everything. So we're going to get this lady on. She is something to watch out for, man. She's going to be running following events in Gainesville, Phoenix, Sonoma, Charlotte, Bristol, Indianapolis, Dallas, and she will be appearing here in Las Vegas. So we'll definitely be looking forward to that. Real quickly, too, the NHR Hall of Fame had some new inductees. Let me get that for you. Terry Vance, Brian Hines, Gary Selsey, Jim Head, Charlie Allen, Jay Howell, Gary Dyer, and Phil Burgess all make it into the Hall of Fame class of the NHRA for 2025. And I wanted to tell you something, Scratch. Come the month of April, We're going to NHRA like you would not believe. I've got the entire Elite Motorsports Skag Racing team. 7-time champion Erica Enders is going to be on this program. Aaron Stanfield's going to be there. We're going to have a good time with it. You got it, my friend? Ready?
Yeah, that's exciting.
You know what? Our next guest is in. He's in the virtual green room. Scratch, you and I are going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk to ARCA Menard Series racer, Mr. Craig Bracken will join us live right after this quick break. Alan here in Las Vegas, Scratch with a K in Daytona. On Pit Road Racing continues right after this.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14th through 16th. Get your tickets now.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Good out there for you on a Thursday afternoon, everybody. Alan Michaels here in Las Vegas. Scratch with the K down at Daytona Beach. We'll get ready for our next guest who's joining us on the StreamYard hotline here. And ready to go for you, man. Of course, next weekend, NASCAR comes to town. 5 nights of great racing. 2 nights over at the dirt track, 3 nights over at the big circle track. All kicking it in, man, ready to go, man. And I, Scratch, before I get to our guest here, man, I went to the media thing, and old Kyle Larson ain't going to cut nobody no slack next weekend. I can tell you that, because he's not only entered in the Cup, he's going to run the big block modified, and he's going to bring that sprint car. That hell on wheels is coming to Las Vegas, so look out for him, Scratch. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. He's going to
Well, we already know Kyle Larson can run anything, man. You know what? Maybe I'll get him down here and put him in my junky enduro car. See if he can win in that. It's probably me.
I'm going to tell you something. At the meeting yesterday, I personally, in front of him, told him this alone. You are, pound for pound, talent for talent. Right now, you're the best professional race car driver in America, and you're one of the top 5 in the world right now. I don't know if anybody, I mean, you got to put it where it's at. It's just the way it is. Do you agree?
Yeah, man. Yeah, he wins in everything.
Let's join him, man. He's joining us, ARCA Menard Series Racing. He got a run down in Daytona. He's running for our good friends at Young Motorsports. Will you please make him feel warm and welcome first time around, Mr. Craig Bracken. Good afternoon, sir, and welcome to the program, my friend.
Well, I appreciate it. How you all doing today?
We're doing good,
Great.
man. Tell us about, first of all, Craig, tell us your racing story, how you got started into it, and let's it's all you. The airwaves are yours, my friend. Tell us all about it.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Back in 1987, I was 15 years old, and my dad built race cars. He was proud owner with friends of ours, Keith Cameron, Doug Cameron, Jerry Sainage, and we just started racing at Checker Flag Motor Speedway in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. I grew up in Bell River, Ontario, Canada, and just kept on racing at Ridgetown Raceway, dirt track, moved towards Toledo Speedway, and then Flat Rock, Michigan, Flat Rock Speedway, and just kept climbing the ranks. And I moved here 20 years ago to Concord, North Carolina, to make it full-time in racing. And finally, 20 years later, I got an opportunity, a dream of a lifetime, and it couldn't have happened unless Technique high-speed prototypes came on board. Mr. Ronnie John Cox and his family. And without this opportunity, it was a dream come true. And, beside the accident, I had a great time, and we were running 16th just before the time of the wreck.
First time around on Daytona, my friend?
Yes, first time. Yes, it was a lot of fun. And we were going to the front. We were just sitting back, trying to get through the wrecks and put us in position. We had a top 5 car. We were actually in contention to go for the win.
Scratch, you got a question? You got a question from Daytona for Craig? Go ahead, Scratch.
Yeah, man, they the ARCA race, they only ended up with like 11 cars finishing right there too, and everybody kind of got took up in it, so you weren't by yourself there. I mean, so that was your first time at Daytona, and your first time racing anything like that? That big of a speedway, that big of a track, that fast of a car?
Yes, it was. I've got some seat time at Charlotte Motor Speedway, but
Okay.
not in a race. So this was the first time actually seat time professionally at Daytona.
Yeah, man. I listen. I've been going since 1979, since I was a kid in the infield, and I go with a group of guys, a group now that just we have a lot of fun, man, out there in the infield, and enjoy the racing, whether it's ARCA, the trucks, any of that stuff. So, man, it's I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine growing up in Daytona and being around that track as much as I have. I can't even imagine having that opportunity myself. I mean, that's just got to be incredible.
Oh, that was awesome. Since I was a kid, first time my dad took myself and my cousin and my friend when I was 18 years old. They went to Daytona for the first time, and we went in the pits for the ARCA race and everything. And I just kept thinking, boy, it'd be great to race here. I can't wait till I get here. And, here we are, 52 years old, and got my opportunity. And it was a great time. And, just trying to capitalize on it. And, we're healing right now. I got some injuries. I got a lower back issue and right ankle, right heel. But other than that, just looking to heal, get released, and move on forward.
Yeah.
Looking to get back in the car, looking for opportunities right now. Companies come on board. Yeah, our teams, just looking for any opportunity at this point to keep moving forward.
Craig, I mean, is this just a one-ride deal with Young, or you got things much? And of course, Daytona. Are you going to run just the East Series? First of all, is Daytona just a one run with Young? Or are you looking for something else? Second of all, are you looking at just the East, or are you looking maybe to possibly come out and run some West Coast ARCA stuff?
Be honest with you, right now, this was just a one race deal. We're in talks, and we're also looking for other companies to come on board. We actually will run the East West Menard Series. We'd be love to run out there with you.
Yeah, man, I'd love to have you guys come out here. So now you got your taste at the big super speedway. Now it's short track time. I would assume you've been racing cars. You've been on some short track racing before, right?
Oh yes, Toledo Speedway is my home track. Fort Rock, Michigan. Midwest a little bit, but yes, been racing short tracks all my life.
There you go. So you know what that's it's all coming to be. This is Scratches is really cool, and I'm going to tell you why. You and I know a very good friend of ours, and Craig, I'm going to tell you this. His name is Chuck Trickle. He is the brother of the late Dick Trickle, okay? And Chuck got into racing. He owned motorcycle shops for years, and of course, he had a son that was tragically killed. But then Chuck decided that he was going to shake off the cobwebs at 58 years old and came out and won the super late model class here at the Bull Ring at 58. So let me tell you something, Craig. Just because you're 52 don't mean that you ain't got the talent and you can't do it, because if a 58-year-old man like Chuck Trickle can do it, by God darn, you can do it too, man. Keep going, buddy.
Yes, I appreciate it 100%. Age doesn't matter. Skill and willpower and the knowledge, that's what moves forward.
There you go. Scratch, you got a question for him?
Man, yeah, sure. Cletus McFarland, he raced the ARCA race. You familiar with him? Did you get to meet him? Do you know who he is?
Yes, I met him a couple of times, and we talked to him and wished each other good luck in the race. Since then, I haven't communicated with him, but yes, I do.
Yeah, I was just curious because this weekend I'm racing my enduro car in the flagpole racing enduro race or whatever for the Tour of Destruction, which is running at the Freedom Factory, which is he owns it. So I just was curious if you got to run across him and meet him and such.
Yes, I did. I talked with him, and yes, he's a great guy, and I'd like to get to know him more.
Yeah, cool.
Sounds great. Fantastic, man. So what's up next for you, Craig? You said you're healing a little bit. Do you have anything lined up, a next race, or where are you looking to go to next?
Well, as at this point right now, I'm just, as long as everything comes together, I got 2 more weeks to heal and then 4 weeks rehab. So that puts us right at around Talladega. if everything goes through to get
Nice.
approval from the doctor. So we're just moving forward, looking at every option at this point. I don't have anything lined up, but we're looking at every option. So any companies on board or teams or anything like that, I'll be interested in talking.
Okay. And in
What
fact, go ahead, Surprise. Go ahead.
what was your top speed at in the ARCA race at Daytona? Like, what was their qualifying lap, or what was your speed?
I'll be honest with you. I need to look that back up because I'm not sure. Everybody said right now, but we were doing 180 in a draft is what I was told.
Yeah.
Does it feel like if you're going 180, does it feel like you're going 180, or is it just like any other drive on the interstate?
It feels pretty fast, but you get the more laps you get into it, it actually feels like it slows down because you get so comfortable and you can just stay focused on racing and hitting your marks until you wreck. Then you're going real fast.
Yeah, I would imagine you realize how fast you're going in a wreck.
For sure.
Oh my goodness. That's it. I stay out of all that. I stay out of all that. I have no into business of getting wrecked and crashed anymore. Craig, you got about a minute left here. We always give our guests a last shot social media wise where they can find you, contact information if they want to help you out with sponsoring. And this is a great thing, guys. I'm going to tell you that we feature this program because it's always good. Scratch and I talk to the big names. We've got Alex Bowman coming up next. We've got these, but the guys that are out there busting their knuckles, bleeding in the garage, taking every dollar that they can get, looking for sponsors to help them out. These are the guys that make this show that we want on the show, just like Craig and like Brendon before. So, Craig, last minute is yours, man. Tell them where they can find you at, contact information, social media. Let's get you some sponsors rolling behind you and get you rolling, buddy. All you.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your show. I appreciate the help. You can look me up under Facebook, Craig Bracken, #1 at gmail.com. I'm on Facebook, all throughout everything, LinkedIn. I'm under just opening up some new ones at the moment, but you can contact me even on my cell phone, 704-773-6136. Be more than happy to talk to anybody. And I'd like to thank everybody, family and friends, for making the trip. It was really special, and everybody that couldn't, even my mom, friends, and family that couldn't make the trip, you were here in spirit. And, this is the chance of a lifetime, and I'm just kind of capitalizing and moving forward.
Thank you, my friend. We wish you luck. We're going to keep tabs on you. Stay in touch. Diane's going to stay in touch with you. We'll get to about halfway through the year. We'll ring back with you, see how you're doing, how you're feeling, and how the season's going. Ladies and gentlemen, join us from Concord, North Carolina. Our special guest from racing around the country, Mr. Craig Bracken. Craig, thank you so much, my friend. Have yourself rehab well, man. Get well, and we hope to be talking to you real soon. Okay, my friend?
Appreciate it. Thank you for the show, and I appreciate everything, all your support. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Talk to you soon.
Good luck, Craig.
There we go. Scratch. We're going to take us a quick break here. We come back. We got racing news and notes from NASCAR. And joining us up next, driver number 48, Ally Chevrolet from Hendrick Motorsports. We've got Mr. Alex Bowman coming up for you right after this, everybody.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14 through 16. Get your tickets now.
Welcome to my world. Handicapped man down at a charity feed.
Race
spread this morning. God, it was horrible. But it made what I needed to happen. Then I had these people that stopped and said, "Hey, you want some shoes?" I said, "Yeah, I was going to need to get some anyway." So might as well. And if it really comes to fruition, help them buy more shoes so that we can help more people. I'm not we, but you know what I mean. Hell, might as well. There's nothing wrong with helping someone. You know, it makes...
This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14th through 16th. Get your tickets now.
Is up on its way. The loudest party on earth comes to America's Racing Showplace, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, coming up for you next weekend, everybody. Tickets are still available. I think this one's going to be a sellout this year. LVMS.com. That's where you want to get there. Get down, get ready. 5 days of great racing. Wednesday night, Thursday night at the dirt track. Then we head to the Super Speedway for you on Friday. The trucks will be there. The Xfinity guys rolling on Saturday. And then on Sunday, the big show, the Pennzoil 400, brought to you and presented by Jiffy Lube, okay? Standing by on the Gene Woods hotline right now, driver of the number 48 Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman is joining us. Good afternoon and welcome to the show, Alex.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
My friend, the West Coast swing is up underway. Phoenix is to stop this week, then coming to Las Vegas next week. Tell me, what do you like about these two tracks, sir?
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix has been a tough one for us over the years, but hopefully we're a little bit better this year. And obviously Vegas has been a really good place for us. We've been in contention to win a bunch there. We won there a couple years ago in the spring. So looking forward to getting back there. We were really good last fall, and no reason why we shouldn't be good again this year.
Alex, a lot of drivers think that Las Vegas needs to get repaved. That big bump down in turn number 1, man. What is the big challenge of Las Vegas Motor Speedway?
Yeah, honestly, I don't think any drivers want Las Vegas to get repaved. I think we all love how bumpy it is. Like honestly, the tracks with more bumps and more character just race better and in our eyes and are more fun for us. So yeah, I mean, it's certainly a tough place to get around, but you can run so many different grooves there. It widens out so much. You can run all the way down to the bottom, right up against the wall. It just races really well. So I love going there. I feel like most people do. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back there.
You get a chance to enjoy any of our nightlife here in Vegas while you're here?
No, no, not right before the race, right? Like obviously, the maybe if we win, we'll stay afterwards and enjoy it. But I try to stay on my best behavior on race weekends.
There you go. I got it. Hey, I would like to talk a little bit about the charity and the foundations that you've been working with over the last year or so, man. You guys have raised over $600,000. Your sponsor for Best Friend Animal Society. Could you talk a little bit about that and how you're involved with that?
Yeah, that's been super fun to be a part of. We've raised a ton of money for homeless pets, which has been really great. I've got a couple of rescue dogs at home, and they've Ally and Best Friends have been awesome to work with on the whole deal. Honestly, I would say everybody at Ally deserves the credit for everything we've been able to do. It's been really cool. Hopefully change some lives and continuing to improve, some rescue situations and do all we can. Obviously, that's a big problem in our country, and trying to do all we can to support it.
It definitely is. It's a situation here in Las Vegas too. My wife and I just recently adopted a homeless little kitty cat, man, and he's all good. Nice. And just come walking through the fence one day, and my wife, I came home from work, and I said, "What's this?" And he said, "I don't know." He came through the fence. We got him some food, got him some water. Next thing you know, Alex, he was coming inside, and I say, and I think you'll agree with me because I read that you got a couple of labs. You just pay the bills at the house, and the dogs run the house, right?
Oh, for sure. It is definitely my dog's house, and I just live in it. So.
There you go. That's the way the cat is, too. Hey, Alex, I got a couple of questions. We put this out on our social media. I had Billy S. from Charlotte wanted to know, what do you do for a pre-race? Is there any special food, drinks, any things you do pre-race-wise?
Honestly, with kind of how cup racing is these days, it's obviously really hot in the race car. I mean, it's, 140 plus in the car, and you're in there for 3.5 hours. So a lot of what we do is very endurance based. So just trying to make sure you're good on electrolytes. So your drink stuff is typically not just water. It'll be like an electrolyte hydration mix. And then food wise, just try to eat as clean as possible before the race. So typically like chicken, rice, vegetables, pretty boring. But on the safe side, because the dangerous side of eating before the race can get pretty bad. So just try to stay on the safe side there.
Linda from Las Vegas wanted to know, do you have any superstitions while you're getting ready? Some drivers like put left glove on first, right shoe. Is there anything that you do?
Man, you gotta wear your lucky underwear. So that was my problem at Coda. I forgot them at home.
You left the lucky underwear, huh?
Yeah.
How about let's talk a little bit. You're involved. You got a race team together running sprint cars. Can we talk a minute or so about your race team besides what you're doing with Hendrick with your own team?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I grew up around cars a lot, and coming up through the ranks racing, like I had to work on all my own stuff. So I grew up, building race cars and working on race cars. So I really love that stuff. And obviously at the cup level, I don't get to do that, right? There's people way smarter than me that work on these things. So,
right.
I love to tinker. So started off with building some cars for Chili Bowl, and that kind of turned into, having my own shop. And we went sprint car racing for a couple of years, and then I ended up breaking my back in a sprint car. So the sprint car thing is kind of not a thing right now, but still go to Chili Bowl every year and, race as much as we can with some of my buddies. So I enjoy that, just having something to work on and something to do. Just having a mechanical background and being able to work on things and tinker with stuff is really fun for me.
It's definitely very interesting because I think a lot of today's, I've spoken to a lot of drivers, and some are like you, like to tinker. Some just don't. They want the team to prepare the car. They're ready to go. But it's good to see that race car drivers are still getting that. And so Billy S. out there and Linda, man, if you're working on your cars and doing that, Alex Bowman tell you right there, man, he tinkers with the cars. He likes to work on them, puts his time into it. Alex, growing up, was there a favorite driver that you liked growing up? I hate to say admire or an idol, but was there somebody growing up that, man, this guy's the guy or gal?
Yeah, I mean, I was a big Jeff Gordon fan. He was obviously extremely successful when I was growing up. So it was he was the guy that I cheered for, and now he's my boss. So pretty cool to get to work with Jeff and obviously everybody else here at HMS. Being teammates with Jimmy Johnson for quite a while, and Dale Jr. had a big impact on my career. So it's been a lot of fun getting to work with a lot of my heroes here.
Fantastic. Just a couple of weeks away, joining us on the Gene Woods Racing Hotline. He is the driver for the Ally number 48 Chevrolet from Hendrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman. Before I let you go, Alex, any final comments that you'd like to say actually, I'd like to, if you could, just for a minute. We have a lot of young viewers and listeners to the show, guys and gals that are coming up through, the Bando ranks, the Legend ranks, super late models. Just a minute or so, any words of encouragement for those young folks, how to keep their heads in the game, what they need to be doing?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the biggest thing is just, making sure you're enjoying it and loving what you do and working hard at doing it. Like, racing is easy. There's so many ups and downs in the sport, right? Like it's easy to get down and kind of burn out on things. So I think if I could give myself advice, it would be to make sure you enjoy it too. But and just work hard at it, right? Like it's not easy by any means. It only gets harder as you go. So continue to work your butts off, and it'll pay off for sure.
Fantastic. Social media before I leave, Alex, where they can find you at on your all your social media sites?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter and Instagram. Allegedly, they tell me I'm on there. Sometimes I'm actually on there, depends on the day, but I think it's like Alex Bowman _ Alex _ Bowman. I don't even know what it is. That's really bad, but I'm on there somewhere, and sometimes it's actually me.
Sometimes it's actually you. I get it. There, I get it. We have somebody that handles our social media, and every now and then I jumped on and they said, "Is this really Alan here?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm really on tonight, man." There you go. What's your question, Alex? Any final comments before I let you go? I want to thank you for your time, but any final comments?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to getting to Las Vegas. I love getting out there, and hopefully we'll bring home another trophy.
There you go. We're looking forward. We're going to try to stop down and see if we can't get you on the video part of our show here. And we'll stop by the pits and see if we can't get a quick comment for you. And we're going to be actually broadcasting all weekend long up at the Media Center in Las Vegas. So if you get a second, come on by, man. Just open the door and say, I'm here, and jump in and have some fun with us. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us from Charlotte, North Carolina, he is the driver, the number 48 Ally Chevrolet from Hendrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman. Thanks so much, Alex, and have yourself a great weekend, and looking forward to seeing you next week here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, thank you. See you there.
Where she is. For you as we do it here. Oh my goodness gracious, bringing everybody back in the line here for you up on a Thursday afternoon. Driver of the number 48 Ally Chevrolet. Ally Chevrolet. So I've heard two people call it Ally or Ali. He said it, so I went with him. Alan Michaels in Las Vegas, scratch with the case. Got him some lights on you now, brother. I can see you, my friend. There you go.
Yeah, man. I moved up under one of our shops over here where Gene is actually finishing up his Mini Cooper right here, right now. You can't really see him in this screen, but I assure you, he's back here getting this Mini Cooper ready right here in one of our shops. So I'm not disturbing him. I'm just borrowing his light. I just moved over because I figured when you came back to me, you'd at least want to see me. I mean, not everybody, but you would probably want to see me.
There you go, my friends. Hey, we're gonna get to NASCAR racing news and results, man. What do you think of Alex Bowman, man? Big shit, huh?
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. I kind of wasn't surprised. I kind of wasn't surprised that Jeff Gordon was his answer. I mean, but still. But yeah, man, that's cool, man. We get some good guests on this show.
Yeah, I like it. Let's do some racing news and notes from NASCAR for you. Segment brought to you by the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, LVMS.com. NASCAR returns to Las Vegas March 14th, 15th, and 16th. The Cup. America's Racing Showplace is going to host the world's largest, loudest party. It's all coming next weekend for you. Eco 200 Save 100 in Las Vegas. You got the current standings after Atlanta for the trucks, my friend.
Yeah, the EcoSave 200 is at something popped up in front. There you go. EcoSave 200 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It is Friday, March 14th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Green flag at 9:12. The points leader in the trucks right now is, after race 2 of 18, Corey Haim is first. Grant Imfinger is second. He's 85. He has 85 points. Ty Majeski is third. Chandler Smith is fourth. Ben Rhodes is fifth. Sixth is Gio Regario, 52. Number 52, Stuart Friesen is in seventh. Daniel Hemrick is in eighth. Jake Garcia is in ninth. Jack Wood is in 10th. And outside of the top 10, Bailey Curry's 11th. Tanner Gray is 12th. Lane Riggs is 13th. Tyler Ankrum is 14th. And Caden Honeycutt is 15th. You taking Xfinity or you want me to take it? I'll do it.
I got to go ahead, Scratch. You got a poll winner. You got it. Tell us all about the Xfinity, my friend.
All right. Connor Zilic held off Ross Chastain to win the pole for the Focus Health 250 with a speed of 88.832 miles per hour. That's 97.262 seconds. Track record held by A.J. Allmendinger, March 25th of 2024. The race, Connor Zilic won the Focus Health 250 Xfinity Series race at Circuit of Americas, and it's his second victory in as many road course starts in the series. William Byron finished runner-up. Sam Mayer overcame a late spin to finish third. Austin Hill and Christian Eckes round out the top 5. Jesse Love, Taylor Gray, Ross Chastain, William Swallich, and Blaine Perkins completed the top 10. There were 14 lead changes among 9 drivers and 4 caution laps for 14 yellow flags, or 4 cautions for 14 yellow flags. Driver standings, Xfinity Series playoff standings after COTA, which is race 3 of 33. Austin Hill leads the way. Jesse Love is in second. Connor Zilich is in third. Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Justin Allgaier, and Sammy Smith, Jeb Burton, Taylor Gray, Christian Eckes, Harrison Burton, Carson Guapel. Currently below the elimination line is William Solich, Ryan Sieg, Jeremy Clements, and Josh Williams, who famously left his car out on the track one time. In the Cup, the pole went to Tyler Reddick. He won the Busch Pole for the Echo Park Texas Grand Prix NASCAR Cup Series race at Circuit of the Americas with a speed of 88.095 miles per hour for his first pole of the year. Second at COTA, 10th of his career. Bell goes back-to-back, 2 straight for Christopher Bell, 2 straight for Joe Gibbs Racing, and 2 straight for Toyota. Bell won the Echo Park Texas Grand Prix NASCAR Cup Series race at Circuit of Americas. The win is his second win of the year. First at COTA, 11th career win. Stage 1 was won by Bubba Wallace. Stage 2 was won by Ryan Preece. There was 20 lead changes among 9 drivers and 4 cautions for 15 yellow flag laps. The average speed for the Cup race was 73.025 miles an hour. Top 5, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch. Inspection complete following Echo Park Texas Grand Prix, and that's the way it finished. There was no issues for the number 20. He officially won the race. The car of number 4, Noah Gragson, and the 45 of Tyler Reddick will return to the NASCAR R&D Center for teardown inspection. The standings in the Cup as of now, after 3 races of the 26, is first, Christopher Bell, of course, with his 2 victories. William Byron is second. Ryan Blaney is third. Tyler Reddick is fourth. Chase Elliott is fifth. Bubba Wallace is sixth. Alex Bowman is seventh. Michael McDowell is eighth. Kyle Busch is ninth. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is 10th. Austin Cedric is 11th. Chris Buescher is 12th. Joey Logano is 13th. John Hunter Nemechek is 14th, followed by Carson Hocevar, and your boy Kyle Larson is at the cut line on 16. And outside of that is Denny Hamlin, Shane Van Gisbergen, Todd Gilliland, and Ross Chastain is in 20th. Racing news and updates. NASCAR Show and Tell took center stage this past Friday afternoon at Circuit of Americas, revealing more details about the penalties that led to crew chief ejections for the number 34 and the number 51 teams at the 2025 Daytona 500 and loss of 10 driver owner points. In pre-inspection, NASCAR officials found that lead weights were added to the hydration packs in the various cord covers that were not secured in both vehicles, which is a safety infraction per the NASCAR rulebook. Both teams violated section 14.11.2.1A, which notes that any and all ballast added to the vehicle must be secured in ballast containers. That probably weren't planning on racing with that, but they're going to have to. What we're doing is having this on the right side weight in the inspection. Cup Series Managing Director Brad Morin said during the demonstration Friday that the ballast was to the right side, where the driver's hydration is.
You're gonna listen. You're gonna try. You're gonna try to pull them. They're gonna catch you, man. The days of cheating is tough to cheat anymore. If you're gonna try to cheat, you better have it together because that's it. Real quickly here, Scratch. Kurt Busch is going to be racing this upcoming week in the Race of Champions. So we're going to see that Busch wants to get back into it. He's going to do some preliminary stuff. I don't know, man. We'll have to see about this. I mean, Kurt's getting a little up in age now, but I mean, if he's still got the spirit, still got it, he can clear safety and medical. I'm all for it, man. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Hey, real quickly, a couple of quick things here. I'm not really worried about that. I wanted to get your comments on it. First of all, Kyle Larson running a big weekend out here coming up, man. He's got Phoenix this week, and then he comes to town. He's going to be two times on the dirt track and 1 time on that. I don't know, man. This could be a wild weekend for everybody. This could get real evil, real ugly, real quick for everybody else but Kyle Larson, right?
Yeah, well, it could. I mean, it could. I know one thing where he's at in the points right now at the cut line. I mean, I'd be a little concerned about that, but we're only 3 races in, and the chances of him not winning a race in the Cup this year, I would think would be slim. But I mean, that's how you go from 0 to hero in a hurry. Win races.
We got him on. We've got him coming on Sunday's show. I got an interview with him yesterday. I went to the NASCAR press luncheon here in Las Vegas. Want to thank everybody at Speedway Motorsports, Jeff Motley, Chris Powell for inviting the media. Had a chance to sit down with all my media friends here, and Larson gave us a great interview. We'll air that on Sunday Cup Day, so we're looking good for that. Real quickly here. I don't know if you caught the end of the race last week, but some people are not happy with the number 20 of Christopher Bell, naming one, Mr. Kyle Busch, who had a nice little discussion with him after the race, saying, this has been 2 years in a row. You've wrecked me 3 times. And Bell sort of looked at Kyle with those starry eyes, and Kyle's final word was, "Have I ever wrecked you?" And Bell responded back. I don't know if you caught his scratch. Bell responded back, "No, I haven't." Busch looked at him and said, "You got one coming, man." Your thoughts and theories. Should Busch first of all, is Kyle right? Second of all, is Bell over racing? What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I'll put it this way though. Christopher Bell has 2 wins, and Kyle Busch hasn't won in a while, so I can see that frustration setting in. Hey, we always say it all the time. If you're worried about it, beat him. But yeah, I can see where Christian Bell would be. Christopher Bell. I mean, he's won 2 races. Is he? I don't know. Do what it takes to win, I guess. Payback. That's part of racing. So if Kyle Busch feels that way, that's good. But that's the second week in a row, I think, that Kyle Busch had a discussion with somebody he was mad about. Didn't he? Wasn't he one of the guys that said something to Carson Hocevar when everybody was mad at him the week before? I mean, so Kyle Busch is mad at somebody every week. He should be mad at himself that he can't win now.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. You just hit it on the nail.
I'm making fun. I'm making fun, but I mean, the reality is, come on, it's frustration. I think Kyle's more frustrated than anything else. You know what I mean? He ain't been doing fantastic, so
Yeah, it's starting to come along. Now you just brought a name in. Now here we go. 77 there of Carson Hocevar. Is he driving now? Because he's just looking at it this way. I saw a post-race report, an interview with him, and he says, "I'm not here to make friends with anybody. I'm here to win races." Okay, I agree with that. But he's a new kid coming in, basically a rookie season from him, and you got to know your role, right? As The Rock would say, you got to know your role right here.
That's right.
Is he going too aggressive as a rookie?
Well, I mean, is there such thing as too aggressive when racing? We were having an issue, like, for example, with my enduro car with the brakes, and I was like, I don't need the brakes. I'm trying to go. I'm not trying to stop. I mean, is he being too aggressive? I don't know. I know that when you're running 500 miles, 400 miles, being a little aggressive in the beginning, I mean, that might be being too aggressive. But when it comes down to 30 to go, when you are looking at a NASCAR Cup victory, are you being too aggressive? I don't know. I know one thing that I saw Carson had said was, he's not. Those opportunities don't come every day for him. The opportunity to be up front is something he's not, used to, or not something that's new to him in the Cup Series. So, I mean, is he being too aggressive, or is he trying to win damn races? You know what I mean? It just depends. I think we're gonna have to watch him. I think we're gonna have to watch the 77 a little more closely and give him some more races before I actually have an opinion. But to be mad at a guy for trying to win races, I can't do that.
Well, I agree with you 100%. I mean, he's got to know his role-wise out there. He's got to know who he's racing around. And you know what they say is respect on Sunday could get you something on Monday. And if you're not going to be, that could be the next week. So we're going to have, first of all, we're going to have to watch what happens here in Phoenix this weekend. Could there be a payback coming from Kyle to Christopher Bell? And we'll have to see how Carson Hocevar handles himself on this 1 mile track. And of course, then a week after that, they're coming here. Things could get wild here in Las Vegas. It is the loudest party in the world at America's Racing Showplace. It's all coming here next week. My friend, you got a pick for this week?
Let's see. A pick for this week. Shoot, man, it's hard to not go with Christopher Bell. He's winning everything. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say, just because I talked a little trash, I'm gonna go ahead and say Kyle Larson. I'm gonna give Kyle Larson some love because I talked a little trash about him being at the cut line, and then I said, a winner change everything. Why not this weekend? Let's go with Kyle Larson.
Well, you know what? You and I had not discussed this, and I guess you and I are sort of doing the mind thing because that's who I picked. I think Kyle Larson will get his first win of the year here, and look out, it could be nonstop forward. Real quickly, too, and we'll get a little bit of this in the interview too. He's all excited and jacked about running the double this year. Indianapolis, 500, then down to Charlotte, and he says if everything goes right, he will hit everything on the mark. 1,100 miles at it. So it's going to be something interesting. But you and I are on the same page this weekend. I'm picking him. You're picking him. I think he picks up his first win here. It's going to be Kyle Larson in the HendricksReynolds.com Chevrolet, that Z1 Chevrolet, man. So I'm looking forward to it. There you go.
Right on. Well, we'll go find out if we're right. We won't be competing, because every time you pick somebody and I pick somebody and I'm watching a race, I feel like I'm racing against you, sometimes. So, like I just want my guy to finish ahead of yours, but that isn't always the case. But we're not going to have that problem this week, are we?
No, we haven't this week. Hey, my friend, it's been over 50 years, and the wildest race in the desert is back. 1968 was the first year they ran the Mint 400 here in Las Vegas. 400 miles across the desert they roll, man. And I will tell you, Jermaine Lundstrom and Jan Roberts were the first guys to ever win the Mint 400. They did it back in 1968. It wasn't in a car. It was in a 1967 Husqvarna motorcycles what they won it on, buddy. So the Mint 400 is here in town. Downtown is shaking, man. I mean, it is shaking. The entire East Fremont Street is packed with nothing. Guess who else is here? Just started up a brand new off-road racing team. And I'll give you a hint. It's the bottom line because said so.
Stone Cold says so.
Stone Cold is here in Las Vegas with his off-road rally racing team, the Mint 400. He's right down the street. That's right.
That's exciting.
Gene was down here earlier. Gene Woods is down here, and I told him, I said, you know what? If you get a chance, he was going to walk down there. I said, if you see Stone Cold, tell him that wrestling was one thing, but he better have a darn good helmet because he's going to get his head beat to death racing across that desert. And if anybody would know, it was Mr. Gene Woods who did it himself. And he said, wrestling is one thing. It's a tough business. But he said, old Stone Cold's going to get a dose of reality when they strap him in that truck this weekend. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, he could find out too if I was out there, because then I could maybe beat Stone Cold there at Gene Woods Racing Experience like I did you.
Yeah, there you go. All right, my friend, where are you at this weekend?
Hey, man, I'm going to the Freedom Factory on Saturday, I think. If my car's still together, I don't know. I'm going to go find out as soon as we're done with this show. I'm going to go fire that thing up and see if we're good to go. But the Freedom Factory over in Brendon, plan on racing the Enduro race, myself and Gene and his car that we're adding to the stable right here, the Mini Cooper. He's going to come out there. Gene does a lot of work around here with us on our race cars. We like to call him the crew chief because he puts a hand on all of them. And now he's going to have one of his own to come out there and race. So we're looking forward to that. So we'll be out the Freedom Factory 3 deep, man. Nick Johnson in the 00, Gene in the 16 right here, the Mini Cooper, and me and my piece of junk, the 39, hopefully. But yeah, that's the plan, man. We're going over there. Cletus McFarland, here we come, man. Here we come.
Here we go. Next weekend, my friend, next week, the show, I will be on location. Scratch will be in Daytona Beach. I will be on location at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway next week for our Thursday edition. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Scratch. There's over 15 hours of live broadcasting that we're going to be doing for the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We've got guests galore. The Copes are coming. Harrison Burton's going to be there. The Nice Racing Family's going to be there. The truck guys, the Xfinity, Spencer's going to be stopping by. We've got some great interviews. I got an interview with Christopher Bell, who went back to back. We have got stuff packed and stacked at Las Vegas Motor Speedway next weekend. Next week's Thursday show edition, Scratch in Daytona. I'll be at the Speedway. We're going to do it. Final word for you today, my friend. Final word.
Final word for me today, man. I hope I hope for the best for all of our CNL towing drivers, mostly me, but all of our CNL towing drivers this Saturday. I hope for the best. We should have some fun, man. And to all the other racers out there, hey, man, good luck. Have fun. Be safe.
There you go. I'm calling for John, my friend. Stretched out in Daytona, Alan here in Las Vegas. Want to thank you for joining us today. Want to thank Brendon, Raymon, and also our good friend, Mr. Craig Bracken, for joining us. Racing around the country, get a hold of Diane Fox on Pit Road Racing at Gmail. Thanks to Alec Bowman. Next week, we'll be at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, scratching Daytona. Enjoy this weekend's race at Gator Nationals, the Mint 400, racing in Phoenix. John, bring us
Thanks
home, buddy.
for joining us for On Pit Road Racing. Follow us on our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at On Pit Road Racing. On Pit Road Racing is written and produced by WCOBN TV. I'm John the Announcer for On Pit Road Racing.